Hey everybody, welcome back to part 2 of Spider-Man PS4 Let's Play. I'm here with my brother, who is the guy who usually edits these videos together when I don't have the time. I'm letting him join us on this one, just for fun, because I feel like I need my brother along with me for the ride. So we're going to probably meme it up and just make a whole bunch of references, because that's generally what we do anyways.
Right.
So,
even in real life.
Yeah, even in real life. So we're starting off from off camera, gameplay footage. I did all of the boring tower stuff. So if you're wondering where the cocoon of webbing with the bad guys in it went, it's no longer there because I went out of my way to do this, just so you guys don't have to see that stuff. And which also brings me forward to, I believe somebody on Twitter asked. Let me just quickly get this out of the way, because I asked you guys on Twitter if you guys wanted any questions you could ask me. I'll answer it for this episode. So the question that I was asked was, what's your least favorite part of Marvel Spider-Man, and how could they improve it? And that's from ArkhamFan64 over on Twitter. Thank you very much for the question. There's not many problems that I have with this game in particular, but the two biggest things I have are, well, I guess there's a couple of different things that I really could go in depth, but some of them relate to the DLC more than the main game. But if we're talking strictly main game, two of the biggest problems I have with main game are the tower sections, which are just completely unnecessary and just really, you know,
seems straight out of the
There they are!
Not out of the Arkham games. I mean, the puzzle elements are basically out of the Arkham games, but the tower sections are very Assassin's Creed-esque, and that sort of stuff is antiquated, especially for a Spider-Man who's like 8 years into his fighting career. It just doesn't seem right to have him going around district to district trying to basically unlock these maps, like the grid environments for these maps. And that's one of my big issues with the game, is that, because it's so boring to do that. Like, once you finally get control of Spider-Man and you're able to free roam, you're not actually able to free roam because you feel like you have to do all these towers and get them out of the way in order to actually experience the city. I can't speak today. Experience the city in all of its glory. That and the Mary Jane sections of the game are probably the biggest problems I have with the game, because the Mary Jane sections are just so slow, so boring, so
tedious.
Yeah, they're tedious, and they don't feel necessary half the time. And you know, notice how I say the Mary Jane sections, not the Miles Morales sections, because with Miles you don't get that feeling. With Miles you feel like you're actually getting story bits that actually add to the overall narrative, whereas with Mary Jane you're actually going backwards. You're having to be told a story through her eyes, and it just kind of takes away. It's like a jarring pace issue.
And I mean, come on, 15 minutes ago, that's the biggest giveaway to what we just said.
Yeah,
15 minutes ago.
Yeah, the break-in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Haven't done much photography.
I mean, they're short, so it's not really too bad almost all the time, but it is annoying when you're in the middle, like the part with Standish later on in the game, where you're like trying to solve what's going on and why Mr. Negative has this issue with Norman Osborn. Whatever. You have all these issues, right? And then all of a sudden it just goes back to like a Tombstone thing. And it's like, why? You know, you don't need that. It just feels fisted in there. And I feel like that's the biggest problem with this game. It's just there's so many things like that with Mary Jane. I just don't feel like they add anything to the story. They're just in there because they felt like they needed to be in there. Like it was just matching the quota, essentially.
Oh, sure thing. Just let me know when you're ready and I'll swing by.
Great. Talk to you soon.
Can I answer as well?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, got some time to kill. See what's happening out in the city.
Like, those problems aside, I think there are some obvious game-breaking glitches that we've seen a couple of times. One of them particularly happened when we were trying to chase Black Cat down, and then we landed on top of her head. I don't know if you guys saw that in the end of the heist review.
Yeah.
Yeah, that, what happened?
Man, Fisk goes away and suddenly it's amateur hour.
And then there were a couple of things that happened, I think, in the main game as well. I don't remember exactly what it was.
There weren't too many. Yeah. That was pretty much the biggest one, because we had to restart the game. We were like locked. We couldn't get off of Black Cat. We tried everything too.
Pressing all the buttons, we tried pausing and then unpausing, nothing happened.
Yeah.
So we had to reset the mission.
But apart from that, nothing too bad.
You didn't mention loops.
Loops? Yeah, I mean, but I mentioned that, I think, in the last video.
Loops.
That I wish we could do loops. It's one of my big issues with this game.
It's not the same physics.
Apart, you know, yeah, apart, the physics not being the same, the speed being, like, really limited. I just noticed I didn't put the, I said we were gonna do this and I completely forgot. Oops.
All units report a possible narcotics sale.
So I'm, like, looking this way the entire time. I'm so used to doing that on my streams.
Come out already!
And boom. All right, nice.
Stuffing
Yeah, those are. I think those are the biggest things, in all honesty.
Yeah. To go back to what you were saying earlier about the map missions, and Spider-Man being 8 years into his prime.
I get paid at the end of the week.
I guess the way that they were trying to put it in this story was that the police were the ones who were trying to recalibrate their stuff.
Yeah.
And then Spider-Man
He just so happened
to be able to do it and to implement it into his maps. So
he had to. Yeah, that was the narrative. It was like the only way he could do it is if he synced up to it.
I mean, come on. Is that necessary? I thought Spider-Man would know about this stuff already.
I mean, it does kind of solve the big issue with Spider-Man. Is like, how does he know where crimes are happening? Spider-Sense isn't that in tune where he can just sense something from like the other side of the island, you know, unless it's like massive. So it does kind of make sense in a way, but I don't know. I just find the tower stuff to be unnecessary in its totality. Because I mean, you know, this is what he does technically now, is just listen to the police scanner and knows where he's gonna go. Like, oh, 35th and Broadway, okay, that's where I'm heading. You know, instead of just needing a tower to give you basically all these locations on a HUD. Which is essentially the only reason why it's in there, is to be able to access the ability to see where things are, like landmarks and icons and stuff like that.
It's not a bad design choice, but again,
just poorly executed, I think. Yeah. The towers could have been, you know, for something else. Definitely. I feel like the reward for doing those towers is not.
Someone's getting robbed. Who wants a
really
picture?
Worth it.
What happened there?
I just flashed it over the wall.
No, I'm saying before that, you hit somebody but they didn't get.
Oh yeah, I just before I hit him, I did a dodge. Wait, is he still alive?
Damn, Spider-Man.
Every two-bit mugger thinks he's the next.
Yeah, I wanted to make it interesting because I mean, you can always. That's the thing about the crimes. Once you've like leveled up so much, is that you could always just approach them by simply just landing on them and then just using web bomb, and then they're all gone. Like there might be 1 or 2 stragglers left over, but you can so easily dispatch them just by doing that.
Now, where did I put my bag?
Get my bag.
God, that's like a running gag
running
within
gag.
us.
Get my bags. Get
The
my
Scott
bags.
Steiner promos.
Get my bag!
Jesus.
So here, I don't know if I'll be able to actually do it.
Mr. Lee's probably in the kitchen.
There
getting
is
ready
such
for
a
the
weird
party.
bug, and I don't know if they fix it or not. I guess we'll see. But you can go into photo mode as Peter here, which most people forget that you can do, honestly. They always usually just take pictures of Spider-Man, but here you can go into photo mode as Peter. And if you go into selfie, sometimes Peter's entire body will just disappear. Like it'll just be nothing but like hair. I think they fixed it, but I do have a post on my Twitter trying to take a selfie in this area with Peter's like entire face just basically disappearing.
That sounds like Assassin's Creed glitch. You know what I'm talking about?
No.
The one with their
Oh, with their
entire
eyes?
face is missing.
Yeah,
and the
yeah.
only thing that shows up is their eyes and their freaking teeth.
Well, that's not what happens here. You just don't. All you see is his hair, essentially, and everything else just floating.
Still.
Yeah, I can imagine. I can't get it to work, but it definitely has happened.
Hey, Martin. So sorry I'm late.
You were right on time.
So sorry I'm late.
Just
taking
keep it
selfies
distracted
like
while we
5
get
minutes
everything
before.
ready.
Yeah.
What
I'm so
kind of
sorry I
sense
late.
does that
I was just watching you lift boxes while I try to get the
Hey,
right
here's my
angle on the
favorite aunt.
selfie, bro.
Sure. What a nice surprise.
Need some help?
Yeah, sure. Oh, there are some heavy
No,
boxes.
no. I mean,
Mayor of Whoville,
yeah,
Aunt May.
I mean, I came to,
I actually
just
understood
wanted
that.
to talk.
Okay.
She does look like she's like a
Like,
like a who
God.
Um,
From
the
Peter,
Grinch.
that Grinch movie.
are you in trouble? Do you need money?
No, I mean,
I
I'm
need
a little
money.
behind on
Can
my
you
rent,
help me?
but- No,
Oh, rent.
I'm fine.
Girl problems again, huh?
What? No, that's crazy.
I still wish you and MJ could work things out. She's a great girl.
She is, but,
The two of you would make some beautiful
Wow.
babies.
Peter
Peter.
Parker does his inner like Christopher Walken. Wow.
What is it?
Right. Fantastic. Wonderful.
Come on, you can tell me.
Aunt May. I'm having
past
issues.
few years,
Uncle
you're
Ben.
helping me through college and working here, sacrificing so
Oh my
much
God.
and asking for nothing.
I'm sorry. I couldn't hold that one back.
He's right.
He's dead now.
5 years ago, you walked in
So
here
sad.
and told me you were inspired by my mission to help others. Now it's you who inspires me. Thank you, May, for everything.
She's just like, what the fuck?
Here's for many more years of
He's
service.
shook, fam.
She looked
Golf claps. Look at that guy right there in the middle with the black sweater. He's just like, eh. Am I getting paid to be here? He's the one who picks up this cake.
Thanks again for setting all this up.
Oh, I just wish I could do more.
Well, May's always told me if you help someone.
You help everyone. Maybe we should send May to City Hall to have a word with the mayor.
Oh, I gotta run. Thanks again for the party and everything. It really means a lot.
That facial expression right there at the end. I've never understood why
Voicemail
he
from
makes
Yuri.
that.
Should check it
Because
outside.
it's so straight. At this point, he's not Mr. Negative yet. But he gives this look off of just like deep concern. He's just like,
What about my dog?
and you're just kind of like, well, what the hell was that for, man? The guy's got to go. He's got to go. Why are you grilling him?
Suspicions abound.
But it's not warranted yet. If this were further on in the
Exactly.
story, it would have made
Exactly.
sense. But
By the way, Amazing Spider-Man. Right
like
here.
this pose?
Yeah.
Yeah, at the end of the movie.
Yeah,
Yeah.
pretty cool stuff.
References like that throughout. The beginning actually, Dan Hibiki,
Voicemail from Yuri.
Dan Hibiki in the last episode actually pointed out that the truck that they,
Fisk's estate sale just tripped. Could you check it out? Quietly? I don't want to make a scene if it's nothing.
I thought we did this already.
Fisk estate sale.
Fisk estate
Sounds
sale.
fun. Wonder what
This is
the
what we were
kingpin
talking
had
about
hidden in
15
his
minutes ago.
closets.
What?
About the estate sale, how like...
Trucks?
No.
Oh, no.
The Mary Jane mission that we're just kind of like, oh, we're getting to
yeah,
it now.
yeah,
I thought we already did it, but we didn't. We did the Kingpin takedown.
No.
But yeah, Dan Hibiki in the last episode pointed out that one of the trucks that the goons came on looked exactly kind of like the Sandman truck from Spider-Man 3, the one that he was hiding in. Do you remember?
What does it matter to you anyway?
Everything!
God.
But, the one where he was hiding on with a cop who was just gonna, like, decapitate him if he was hiding in there, he just, like, lifted it over his head like he was in 300, like, freaking maniac.
I had to get to the lab.
So they looked exactly like that one.
Don't apologize.
Apparently. I haven't watched that movie in
I just
forever, and
wanted
I
to tell you how
want
much
to.
what you said meant to me.
The less said about
I
that.
always wonder if I'm doing right by you.
You ever watched
Well,
the
stop wondering.
trailers?
After losing my parents,
They have a whole bunch of that reference.
So many
the
times I would
Spider-Man
have fallen
dancing.
apart if not for you.
They have me
That
everywhere.
works
There's a
for
GIF
me.
of me somewhere. I don't remember where it
Just wanted
is.
to make sure
Somewhere in
you
like
knew
my
that.
files.
May,
It's in me in my
don't know
uniform
what to
doing the
say.
Spider-Man 3 dance.
Are you kidding me?
And it's called the Tobeying. I remember I put that. Or Tobeying Intensifies. Something like that.
Oh,
I gotta find that. I'm probably gonna put it. I'll
ugh.
probably put it in this video.
Ugh.
Tobeying Intensifies. By the way, this is not sponsored by Snapple. But they do make a hell of a drink that somehow lifted my coaster right out of my desk.
Especially the apple ones.
Wow. Yeah, they're really good. This one's mango. Again, not sponsored by Snapple. I wish. Maybe they send me money.
I am losing patience. Where is the file?
There's someone else here. They must have taken it.
Where's the trigger?
Who are these guys?
There's no one here but us. We will find the file, or you will die.
This is bad.
And then suddenly just
Killer
turn
if
into
I let
Payday.
them. Need to pick them off silently.
The masks, right?
Yeah.
The masks and the suit.
Yeah, the fact that they have ties. That's the thing that gets me. It's like,
Looks like
new
a
breed
heist
of
in
criminal.
progress.
Copy that. Send
Snazzy
message
dressing
your
and
way.
just
Keep the situation from getting worse in the
tactical
meantime.
vests
Can do.
And masks
and
above.
masks. Peter in this game actually does make a slight racist
Looks
comment,
so cozy whipped up like that.
and he quickly turns it around. Basically, because they're like they're Asian underneath the mask, so he says, I don't remember at what point he says it in. I don't know if it's like a quip
Should
joke
web him from above.
or whatever it is, but he's like, how do you guys tell each other apart? And then quickly says, with all the masks. And it's like, oh my god,
Careful.
you were lucky you added that extra thing in because,
Sheesh.
yeah, you were,
That was controversy abound.
stay
yeah, Insomniac was like a second away from me, just
Someone's coming.
pissing off a bunch of people. Yoink. Is he clipping through that? No, he barely just...
He's barely above it.
At least that guy will land within a reasonable distance to the ground when the webbing dissolves. Like the other guy in the vent who's just gonna fall through the vent. The vent's gonna hit the ground. He's probably dead.
Probably.
Probably.
I don't think the vent's gonna open. Maybe. And then again, we are talking about a belly flop. So yeah. Get on with the game.
Yeah, I wish I didn't have to do these damn tutorials, and I think it disabled them. I disabled hints and stuff like that, but if you're doing New Game Plus, they really shouldn't be here, I think. Alright, and here we go to arguably one of the worst parts in the game. This one's not too bad, it's pretty short, but it's still just like, we're in the middle of an infiltration mission, and then all of a sudden,
Buddy,
MJ shows
if
up.
I had a nickel for every don't move...
Also, what happened to his spider sense?
That's what happened.
The plot demanded that Mary Jane needed to be here, so Spider Sense took a little vacation.
What are you doing here?
Same as you. Working.
Oh, God.
At least, I was.
Oh, I think this is yours.
Yeah, thanks.
So Robbie's got you covering a break-in for the Bugle?
Well, Robbie doesn't technically know I'm here. And it wasn't a break-in until a few minutes ago.
That's how you get fired
Uh-huh.
in any other job.
Jared!
Oh, God. Oh, I feel bad for the people who have to listen to you. Oh, my. I'm just standing here. I can hear that cracking.
Excuse me.
Hi, Mary Jane Watson. I'm covering the Fisk estate sale.
Hello. Craig said we'd do this tomorrow.
I like to get a jump on things.
Well, I don't. You'll have to come back tomorrow.
Right.
Hunter.
Okay. I'm sorry.
It's the cat. Craig, hello.
Hey, Craig? No, sorry. It looks like we're gonna have to run something
Craig
else
is also
on
code
the
name for
cover.
the Department of Motor
I
Vehicles.
don't know. Maybe the
Seriously, that's what
expressionist
she
piece?
calls it.
I know. I saw. I saw this.
You know what? I think I can make today work.
Are you sure?
You're here. No moment like the present.
Thank you. Craig? Never mind. We're good.
Let's get started. Look around and familiarize yourself with the items. I'll be waiting by the Baku statue.
I'll be waiting there before you, because I'm not going to look at any of these, even though they do give backstory, which is probably the best thing I can say about these sections. Is this one in particular at least gives you backstory. So this is Vanessa. There's a sword out there that she mentions that Kingpin used to butcher Peter on their first encounter. Kingpin's shitty cane is somewhere around here as well. I think that's it, actually, right here. Yeah, that's a shitty cane. And she said it looks tacky. You know, things like that. But it's not worth standing around for
Let me know
25
when
minutes
you're ready
looking
to
at
begin.
everything to get the
Sounds good.
entire backstory. At least on your second and third run-through of the
Starting
game.
with the pride
First run-through is a
of
different story. You
one-of-a-kind
kind of want to
Pokemon
know
Baku.
more about it. But
Beautiful.
the more you go
It's a
along, it's just
Mifune?
kind of like,
Correct. Mr. Fisk has
get done with it.
exceptional taste.
Did you know him well before his arrest?
In a professional context, I handled many of his sales. Let's move on, please.
No? Sorry. I didn't mean to... I must have lost camera focus there. I didn't mean to...
Now, this exquisite piece exemplifies the traditional Tarashikomi puddled ink effect.
The two Neo are so imposing. I can see why Fisk liked this piece. Definitely his style.
He loved the
That's a
duality.
little strange.
Destruction screams.
Yeah, right? Imagine that.
Toils in silence.
Was there ever anything irregular?
She just keeps
in any
pulling
the
it out of her
scenes
snatch.
you worked
Where is she pulling it out from?
And where does she put it away?
Oh my god.
In her non-zipped jacket pocket.
It's zipped.
Notice the intricate gold
That's what
inlay
makes
on
it
this
worse.
ceremonial tea set.
It's just a friend in the DA's office mentioned that Fisk used art sales to launder stolen goods.
I'm sure I wouldn't know
Take a selfie.
anything about that.
Oh, I know. I was just wondering, now that he's arrested, if you had ever noticed anything strange.
Running
You know what?
in the 90s.
I'm actually running short of time. Why don't we grab the cover photo while we can?
This
When
is
I
what it
told
feels
my
like
DA
to play
friend
these
I was
sections.
doing a piece on you, he
Just
mentioned your
going
name
in
was
circles.
familiar.
Just the photo, please. Stand right there.
I have to stand on a marker. How to
Are
trigger
you
the
sure
script.
there's nothing you'd like to say, maybe off the record, regarding Fisk's activities?
I don't think your readers would have any interest in... Damn it. Wait here, please.
Still
Wait,
can't go through.
I recognize that statue. Gotta get a minute.
Craig, I'll call you back.
What's
My
my
dear,
suit power?
I think it's
With
time
Mary
for you to
Jane.
go.
Annoyance?
Oh, could I use the restroom real quick?
Fine. Follow me.
I don't need to. I know
Thank
where it
you.
is.
This is a really lovely
The quicker we
space.
trigger this cutscene, the better I'll be.
This will be the last time you... Be quick.
Of course. Be right back.
Hello, Craig. Funny you should call. Because the reporter you sent is clearly not working the puff
sassy.
piece we agreed upon. No, she's
Sass
here
Master
now.
General.
I've got to get into that back room.
Alright,
If that
so
statue is
just
what I think it is,
press X here.
this just turned into a huge
And
story.
move over
What do you mean
here,
you have
and
to
then
reschedule?
come all the way over here so she can actually move that way.
If she's not your reporter, who
So
is
we
she,
can
Craig?
move forward.
Who is in my auction house?
And that's that.
Pete told me about this.
So I have to read
Fisk
this.
used it
Without
to
that,
hide
without the
evidence.
knowledge of these books, I won't be able to move
Why did
anything on
the
that
cops
statue,
take
which
it?
I wish
I know this
didn't have to
statue
do.
opens.
Because she clearly says that she knows the statue opens. So you should be able to just start fiddling around. Examine.
He's holding something.
Yep. Examine. Yep. Examine again. She needs to say it.
Statue can move. Most common pose is latent power. Mouth closed, left arm down. Maybe these pieces move. Nice. So close. I've seen
This is a cool
before.
interior design, though. I do like the pretty much everything in this entire level.
Oh, hey, bud.
From a design standpoint, I think they did a really good job. It's just that the level itself is just so boring because of Mary Jane and her
What is this? Devil's breath.
missions.
What is devil's...
Pretty much useless, just like the movies.
Ah, you said it, not me. I think you just pissed off the entire female fandom of Mary Jane fans.
Excuse
I mean,
me,
come
sir.
on.
You can't be...
The movies don't represent her well.
That's what I'm saying.
They don't.
I mean,
Where's
at
the
least
statue?
here, there's a little bit of something.
In the Raimi films,
In the Raimi films, there's just...
she is probably the worst character in the Raimi films because she has one goal and one goal only, and that's to be incessantly annoying to Peter Parker. Whether it's her being a complete tease, or her dicking around with Peter's feelings, or in the third movie just being the foil to the plans.
I was on my way to the exit when I saw you.
For Harry Osborn.
You're lucky to be alive.
She
This is the
she
guy
wasn't
I
represented
saved
well
5
in
minutes
those
ago.
films.
Listen,
And then her arcs were
you know
always
what
the
these
same.
massive
It was
guys
always
are?
like,
They're after this
I love
file.
you,
Damsel in
but
distress.
I love you,
I'm
but
gonna
I
get
hate
out of
you,
here while the place
but I
is
love you at
burning.
the end again. It's like,
Right.
can there be something else?
You hide back
The third
there.
movie, it
Take out the
overstayed
bad
its
guys. You make a break when it's clear.
Sounds like a plan.
Damsel in distress. all the time.
Good to see you, Pete.
Yeah, you too. Not exactly how I pictured us meeting again, though.
Funny. It's exactly how I pictured it.
Try not to get shot, will you?
Did she change her perfume?
No,
Focus,
she just,
Pete, focus.
You're just thinking with your other head, Pete.
Should clear these guys out before I push forward.
Wait, how would that have failed?
What?
In actuality, if you had shot Webb on the thing,
Pete, I'm hidden near the
on
front.
the on the
Forward and I'll make a break for
point
it.
of
Dude,
the scaffolding
how about
that
that
you were
file?
actually on,
What's in it that these guys
would they have
want so
looked
bad?
up?
Notes on something.
That would have been
called
hilarious.
Fisk was hired to build a secret research lab for it.
That guy is low enough that this dude can
Is,
see,
but it seemed to scare
and he
Fisk.
doesn't. It's the funniest thing.
Pandora's box.
Not
Like
much.
if I were
Hey,
walking
it's clear.
from, well, let's just look from a first-person angle, okay? If I were walking this way to come investigate a sound that was made, I wouldn't notice this guy's feet just dangling there.
Them being wrapped in a cocoon of web.
It's gonna sound like we're nitpicking.
There we go. That's all of them.
No! Let me go!
MJ.
Donkey punch, right in the head.
Stop!
No. Hide! Not cool with
Oh
the
man, I thought he would have gotten
hostage-taking
that
guy.
guy. I should've dodged.
Anybody knows the black and white Falcon
What's
punch?
up with that glowy stuff on your hands? Are you guys ghosts? Never fought a ghost before.
I was wondering for a second why that made a whole bunch more noise
I mean,
than it should
I've
have.
fought specters, but you know,
I know why.
technically specters
Holy
aren't-
crap!
Jesus!
That guy
All
went.
ghosts are specters, but not
He
all
got
specters are
like
ghosts,
propelled
you know
from
what I
this
mean?
thing. That was pretty great.
Seems like.
I was about to say that was a karambit. Mini sky. Karambits
You
are-
seem pretty tough.
Dirt! And now it's all over, isn't it?
No, one more group of guys.
Oh. Oh. Oh, come on.
Ah,
What the? There.
that's
Was
that.
it a workout?
That was a workout. Literally took 5 minutes.
Huh. Looks antique. I think I know someone who could help track down where this came from. A job for later.
I think this whole sequence is racist in and of itself.
What do you mean?
I just talked to Craig.
You know how he goes to Martin Lee
You don't even
for
work for Heritage
assistance?
Arts. Never said I
Because
did.
he's
Because he's Asian.
That's
Hi.
not the
Mary Jane
reason that's
Watson,
implied
Daily
though.
Bugle.
The reason that it's implied is that he has a degree
You
in
will
art
not
history and that he
write
would
a
know
word of what you saw.
that's
What do you know
so
about
it's not,
the
it's
fight
not
against
racist. You're
Master
reaching.
Principal?
You're reaching.
That,
But
I don't.
What about the
Come
long
on.
history of
Nah,
stolen
you're
goods
reaching.
Fisk has laundered at this auction
The
house?
reason is legit. The guy has a degree in
Hearing
art
from our
history.
attorney.
Even though the guys who are wearing the masks are Asian, which Peter should have been able to know by just simply unmasking the guy he knocked out. I think they justified the reason. They didn't go with it because it's like, oh, he's Asian now.
Like the
That's
last
not
6
the reason
months
they did
never
it.
happened?
when is in a few?
What?
She says see you in a few.
Oh, like directly after this, basically.
I was about to say. I thought.
The very next cutscene, I think, is them talking. So, yeah, it's not too far off.
Okay.
Since when did Mix become Italian?
No idea, but I'm still glad he makes these fries.
Totally. Best in the city.
So, how's the grind at the Bugle?
Well, I just got an all-caps text from Robbie about my so-called antics tonight. So it looks like I'll
Robbie.
be meeting with a legal team. Again.
God rest the actor's
As
soul.
soon as he reads the article you're
You know
gonna
what I'm
write,
talking about?
guaranteed promotion.
The guy who played Robbie in the
So-
Raimi films?
Yeah.
He died?
Creepy mask guys.
A long time ago.
What's
yeah.
your take?
I didn't know he died.
Just
I
another
knew
night in the city. It's your
Cliff
take.
Robertson, who was the guy who
I feel
played
like there's a bigger
Ben.
story
He
there.
died.
No, I forget his name.
Let's
now.
not make this
He
all
died
about
like
business.
3 years ago, I think.
How's it going with you? Did you get that promotion?
I didn't know that.
No, but we're on the cusp of something really big.
You know Oscorp would hire you in a heartbeat, right? One phone call to hair.
Sure, but Dr. Octavius is working.
Sure, but I have to go be Iron Ward.
Right where I want to be. Right
Oh,
where I
sorry,
should
wrong
be.
universe.
Almost sounds like it's
God.
more important than your other job. I've never heard you talk.
Although
like that
technically
before.
in this universe too,
can change in
considering
6
how many
months.
damned armor suits we're getting in this game,
Mm.
he's basically
Why did you
Iron
ask me
Man.
here, Pete?
And black and white.
You know, just
Without
just
referencing,
dinner between
you know.
friends.
Yeah,
Friends.
Coming up
symbiote
next.
suit.
Is that what we are?
But maybe we could be. You know, if that's what you wanted.
There's a lot of baggage here.
Yeah, sure, but
That's a lot of baggage.
is that so bad? I mean, baggage
That's
can
a lot of
carry good things too, like
baggage.
money and keys, raspberry lip balm.
Do you remember why we broke up?
Because I talked about your raspberry
This is a
lip
trick
balm.
question, isn't it?
Saved by the siren.
Talk to you later.
Go.
Love seeing you two together again.
God rest
You
his soul,
always
too.
were my favorites.
I think out of all the cameos that Stanley has ever had in games or in movies, I think this one is probably the best one. When you take into context just how much Spider-Man meant to him, he always would say, you know, all of them are my favorites. You can't have a favorite. All of them are my favorites. But you know Spider-Man was like his favorite, like without question.
Hey,
so
it's
him
me.
telling them to,
What's with
you
the
know,
units
Mary
heading
Jane
down
and
third?
Peter, that
Looks like our old
they were
friend
his
Herman
favorites.
Schultz is at it again.
And it being basically his
Shocker.
last cameo.
Didn't he just get paroled?
You know, the last time you would
Yeah, well,
hear him,
guess it
basically
didn't
before
take.
his passing.
No worries. Herman's just a big cupcake. I'll have him
Yeah, it
back in
just makes
Rikers by
that
bedtime.
all the more special. So that one, I
Just
think that
had
will
dinner with
always
my ex
have a
after
a
saving her
special
from
place in
masked
my heart
criminals.
because
And
the
now I'm
context
gonna
of
go
it.
beat up a maniac who uses shockwaves to rob
The
people.
impact of the
What a
character and
perfectly
his
normal
most
life you
prized
have,
possession.
Peter Parker.
Amazing. It's a lot to take in.
Something bad about it.
chase in progress. Please respond.
I go solve a crime. Ah, the car chase.
Peter, I just want to make sure you haven't left any equipment you've built for your friend around the lab.
I hate how
No
accurate
bother
they are.
me, but if the Grand Committee stops by again,
At a distance too, like you can be super up close and they'll miss, but at a distance they'll just fire shots that'll magically like magnetize towards you while you're swinging, no less. Like the hardest time to hit somebody is when you're moving.
So that's just.
Somehow they manage to always hit me at least once.
Just like in real life, said no one.
I don't know if this is it for now. I think the first time you do this.
More crooks? This fight's going
Oh,
viral.
Yeah, the first time you do this, they don't give you the crooks. The second time afterward, onward, will always. That's
Glad I
Stuck
stopped
to the
that.
door.
Too many crazy drivers in the city as it is.
We're talking about New York after that. The few times I've been there, I've seen how crazy it is.
Taxis don't stop.
It's not even the taxis. Come on.
Crosswalks don't exist. And taxis don't stop.
Crosswalks don't exist. Personal space between cars and people when they're walking, that doesn't exist either. You see somebody literally 3 feet away from a freaking car as they're crossing by. How?
They don't care.
That's not here.
I just want to make sure you haven't left any equipment.
I mean, it is here. Have you been downtown?
Well, yeah.
Around the
Well,
lab.
that's downtown
It's
though.
no bother to
And that's
me,
a
but
small
if the
area.
Grand
We're
Committee
talking about the
stops by
entire
again.
city.
Don't worry, Doc. I make
That's
a
like a
point
whole-
not to
that's
Not
leave
all of
anything
New
there.
York is that bad.
But I
Upstate
know
is
my
that
friend
bad.
appreciates
No.
you looking out for him.
Most of
There's
it.
a lot of people who
No.
don't like him very much.
That buffoon Jameson
Talking
and his
about like
audience of
Manhattan,
sheep.
Bronx,
Manhattan,
Queens,
Bronx, yeah.
Harlem. Yeah, that whole
Those who don't let
subsection
bullies like him
of New York
stand
is
in their way.
awful
People
with
like
cars.
us.
People just
You said a
do
mouthful,
not care.
Doc. Take
It's
care.
their time, not your time. That's kind of the way it goes.
That makes sense considering. That makes sense. I'm gonna say a rough estimate of about 90% of the commute there. I mean, obviously we got trains, we got ferries. Yeah, obviously.
Hi, Herman.
Shocker! You can't escape me! God. I'll chase you to the ends of the earth! Checks in the mail! Is that what he says? Or checks in the bag? I don't remember what it is. I think it's checks in the mail.
I don't know.
It's been so long.
What's the money for, Herman?
What bridge is that?
Actually, I don't. Just trying to make polite conversation.
Have fights.
But this could be so much more rewarding if we connected on an emotional level.
Shocker!
Wait, I forgot. You don't have emotions.
I mean, well, okay, he was going to him and then he just stopped.
Distance?
Gotcha. Now let's
That's
talk.
okay.
This is actually Homecoming. Except Shocker is in. He's on the screen for a lot longer than he was in Homecoming.
Herman,
Also,
why are you
still
robbing
here.
again?
I'm the Shocker. Shocker. What is this, pro wrestling?
I mean, we all know you're kind of dumb, but I didn't think you were this dumb. You must be desperate, which means you're not just stealing for yourself. You must be working
Technically,
with
I guess
someone.
would be 2014.
For
That's when
someone.
he filmed it.
You can tell me who it is now, or make me punch it out of you later. Your choice.
There's a difference.
It's amazing though, like if you think about it, every time there's been a rumored casting choice for Spider-Man, it's actually legit. People were saying Michael Keaton as Vulture a long time ago. Then they were like, oh no, he's not. He's probably not going to do it. But it actually was him the entire time. I think that was just somebody over at Marvel and Sony that was just kind of throwing misdirection by saying, no, he's not the guy. Figure that
Michael
out.
Keaton and this comic books, I never really truly stay away from him.
What do you mean?
Batman.
Oh.
Yeah. And playing Batman twice and then the Vulture at this point. It's pretty awesome performance.
Well, he was like undoubtedly the best thing about Homecoming. A lot of people always ask my opinion on Homecoming. I think it's the worst Spider-Man thing, to be honest with you. I think basically everything that they did to introduce Spider-Man in Civil War was undone by the events of Homecoming.
Personality, but your suit is awesome. Can we talk design
Because
details?
if you really think about this, one key feature. Spider-Man went toe-to-toe with the Winter Soldier and Falcon, and he took out Falcon relatively quickly. But he had the hardest time taking out the Vulture. How does that make sense? And then on top of that, it's like...
Good work, Spider-Man.
You know, you understand the relationship between Tony Stark and Peter Parker, and the fact that he wants to kind of be a hero like him. He looks up to him, but
effect on a lot of people.
it's...
But you love
the
me,
motivations
right,
of the
Yuri?
character are wrong.
I tolerate
you know,
you.
it's not about Peter wanting to be like Iron Man. It's
That
Peter
might be
just
the
wanting to do the
nicest
right
thing you've ever
thing
said to me.
for himself. Because
For his
it's
family.
yeah, for his family, because it's the right thing to do, because he's been through stuff and he knows how it feels
Looks
for
like
him,
I
so he
got
wouldn't
some
want to
free
wish it
time.
on anybody else.
Maybe now's
Instead,
a
he
good
wants
time
to
to
be
look
Iron
into
Man
that mask.
Jr. And that's exactly what the
Wow,
movie
it's
makes
MJ.
him out to be, because he has this fucking suit that
Hey, MJ.
basically just
You're up
does
late.
everything for him.
Just catching up on the
Taser
news.
whips.
It's I don't know, I'm not a fan.
Instant kill mode.
Yeah.
I'm not a fan.
He was unusually
I
combative.
feel like they stripped a lot of what makes the character compelling.
Training wheels mode.
How about a favor? You still have that mask from the gallery?
Yeah. I'm actually on my way to the Feast Center now to ask Martin Lee about it.
Martin Lee. Why?
Almost morning. Mr. Lee will be here soon. I could use a snack.
I could use a snack, indeed.
Takes a Snapple. It's not a snack, it's a drink.
My teeth. No. Fix your hair, Peter. You got helmet hair.
Mr. Lee's usually in his office now.
Hey, kid.
I was
on the science
Also said no one ever, because, I mean, come on.
I could patch.
That looked like he got out of a mask.
It'll last a while.
No.
I never used to feel safe with the other.
I just wonder how he gets down from the top side there. This is, like, for all intents and purposes, this feast center is on a very open street. So Peter can't just he just can't exactly jump down from the roof and just go out the front door, because that's where he comes from. He comes down from the front door. But we're not supposed to think about things like that, so I won't ask the questions.
Peter, what can I do for you?
I'm sorry to bother you, Mr. Lee. I have a friend, Mary Jane. She's a reporter. She's doing a story on art imports, and she found this piece. Well, she wanted an expert opinion on it, and I know you have a degree.
And this might be the first time I actually get to use it. Let's see what you have. Interesting. Where'd she find it?
I'm really not sure. What is it?
A replica of an antique Chinese opera mask. I haven't seen one in years. This symbol here roughly translates to demon.
Demon?
That's not what's on Akuma's back.
My father read me ghost stories with that mask and symbol in it when I was young.
The symbol 10.
Scared the hell out of me.
I found that a little interesting, by the way.
Peter, listen. That mask, it could be connected to dangerous people.
I found that interesting because
Mary Jane might want to find a different story.
Guess that's his way of saying
trouble?
that heaven is his victim.
I don't know.
If that makes any sense.
Nope.
Why take the risk?
It's like putting the blood of your enemies on your back to show that you have no mercy or something like that, I guess. I don't know. I'm thinking over the top, but...
Hey.
The symbol inside the mask means demon. It really spooked Mr. Lee. Never seen him like that. He even said you should drop the story.
Fat chance. Do you think Mr. Lee knows more than he's letting on?
No, I think he just had a weird flashback or something. I know his childhood was pretty traumatic.
Yeah, that makes sense. Demons, huh? Catchy name. Okay, gotta get writing. See you soon.
Well, that went about as well as I could have hoped.
Alright, so the next part will be the last part that we do for today, and then we'll continue on with the Spider-Man shenanigans. Wrong game, wrong game, wrong game. Maybe next time, true believers.
I understand. But what was that noise? Shenanigans.
Got some time to kill before Doc needs me at the lab. Let's do a little Spidey workout in the city.
I'll do a Spidey workout in the city. I want to see Doc. I might as well wait out over... Where is he? He's over here. Might as well wait over here.
New side mission.
Gotta go over the sale. Kill a gorilla for sale.
Wrong maneuver. Even the actor.
Oh, suit's riding up again. I knew I should have gone with sweatpants.
Was more.
Anti-May.
Peter, Mr. Lee spoke to me. He seemed worried. Are you into something dangerous?
Oh, it's just a story Mary Jane's investigating. Don't worry, I'll make sure she's careful.
Please tell me you two are back together.
My God, nobody wants us back together more than Aunt May.
I hope I didn't
I
upset
don't think
Mr.
Peter
Lee.
and MJ want to be
He's just concerned.
together as much as
I was actually
Aunt May
touched by
wants
how
them to be together.
concerned. I knew he liked you. He admires how dedicated you are to helping others. I think you remind him of himself when he was younger. Both orphans, both so smart.
Well, the admiration's mutual. You got a good boss, May.
I'll tell him you said so. Love you, Peter.
Hello?
Peter, it's Dr.
Peter, it's
Doctor. Oh yeah, I'm here. I'm not late today, Doc. I'm right on time.
God.
As soon as you call me.
Where does he pull out a lab coat?
Yeah, and hold on. Let's just take a look at this. You must have it in a closet somewhere or something. He literally just... Maybe it's in the bathroom. I don't know. He literally wipes out a lab coat from somewhere. In this, like, short little...
At least in the other times, it was kind of explained.
was a
That and the
backpack.
Feast Center. The Feast Center, yeah, you don't really see anything in the Feast Center.
No, you do. There's a backpack there.
Wow,
How does it work? Just like a natural arm.
You know, night.
You think of what you want it to do, and
Lance Corporal Egghead.
What?
He's got a weird head.
Who? Octavius?
No. The Lance Corporal Textral, whatever his name is. The guy with the arm.
Hey, what do you think you're doing?
This site's been declared a safety hazard.
stop that right now! This is highly sensitive equipment.
Memes.
That's it. I'm calling the mayor's office directly.
Peter Parker, how the hell are you?
Speak of the devil.
Mr. Osborn.
Oh, please. How long have we known each other? It's Mr. Mayor.
It's like foreshadowing there.
It's Norman.
Norman, what do you think you're doing?
Considering what
The
Norman
grant
is
agreement
in the
you
comics.
signed has strict safety provisions.
No.
This isn't your first
I mean, they might
violation.
not do it here, but
Those were excused.
By me. We should have confiscated this equipment long ago.
But I've had a breakthrough.
Thank you for your great service to our country. These folks will escort you to Oscorp Robotics, where you'll receive the latest in prosthetics. No charge.
This isn't about safety infractions, is it?
I'm trying to help you, Otto. You're free to continue your work in a secure environment.
At Oscorp.
You always were the smartest guy in the room.
You haven't changed a bit.
Neither of you. Hey, Peter. Harry will be coming back from Europe early next year. Maybe the two of you can start that business you always talked about. This is opportunity knocking.
Easy. They didn't take everything. Maybe we could start over.
Peter. There's no we. Without the grant from the city, I can no longer pay you. I need some time to think.
Not like he
If
had
I
any
were
money
you-
to begin with. About to get evicted.
I'd look for a new job.
a new job, huh?
Back to the Bugle.
Right.
Yeah, imagine. I mean, it's said in the game that the only reason he quit was because Jameson published an article that was basically pinning him on electro-killing cops. And at that point, he was like, you know what, I'm not taking any more photos of myself for Jonah because he's just painting me in a negative light. He had enough of it.
Wish I could do something to help Doc.
So,
maybe call Harry.
now that, you know, he's
Ask him to talk to his
basically
dad.
retired from the Bugle, he could go
Norman
back
never listens to
if
Harry.
that was really an option.
Even tried to kill
Maybe
funding
he
for
might in
his
the
research
second game.
stations.
Who knows?
Hey, one of those stations is nearby.
But, oh
Should
god.
see how they're doing while Harry's in Europe.
Oh god, we have to do Harry's
Must be some way to help
research
Doc.
station.
I'll think of something.
Ooh.
We're gonna end it on this boring shit. See, one of the things about your first go around on these research stations is the fact that you earn the tokens for them to exchange for suits, which is really the only
Harry
reason why you
left
would
me a
ever want
message
them
about these before he
outside of
left
the
for you.
experience points, because they're not exactly the most fun
My mom's
things.
pet project was research stations that could benefit the public. Now, I launched them, but now that I'm away, Oscorp's gonna shut them down unless they prove their value.
Harry looks like somebody I know.
was
in real life.
hoping you could watch
I
them.
won't mention his name,
I left
but
details in each one.
he
Thanks,
looks like
man.
somebody I know in real life.
As long as they're here, it's like a part of my mom is too.
Well, it's not gonna pay the bills, but
So why are you doing it?
I'm not gonna pay the bills.
I've got a couple stations measuring air pollution. The idea is to catch the, what's the word, contaminants before they reach toxic levels. Between you
Spider-Man
and me,
2000 vibes?
I think Oscorp
Right.
wants this to fail because it might show
Now
them
the Scorpion level that we'll get to later.
the amount of polycyclic
Very
hydrocarbons
seriously
in the air
with
is way too
Spider-Man.
high. And rising. If it keeps
Bug
getting
out,
worse, people could
Wimpy.
die.
Leave him alone, Chuckles.
Particles are concentrating in trouble spots. Like mini clouds.
Spider-Man! I asked for
I'll
the
swing through them
police,
get
and I
fast
get
as they
this?
are. I gotta swing right through those clouds.
We can still make a deal.
For these clouds to be visible to the naked eye, the level of toxins must be up there.
I didn't want to go that way, but it worked out. I guess.
And
Well, I guess if you could find a way.
I was actually watching Eric stream this the other time on
good
Twitch.
samples
He
of
didn't know
bad
what
stuff
the hell to
anyway.
do, and it was the most frustrating thing trying to explain to him. Like, you have to swing through the gas. And he was just like, what do I even do? I was like,
what is the gas? Well, it looks like it's everything.
He's like, what do I have to swing through? He kept trying to find something on the ground, like basically on the building. It was just like, I don't even know what I have to do. And he was getting frustrated because he didn't know what to do. And it was me and somebody else
I
trying to
must be
explain to him.
freaking
Like,
these
"Yeah,
people
swing
out.
through it, dude." He
What
literally
else is
says
new?
it.
Do I have to swing through?
Huh. The toxin's coming from 2 types of cars and a faulty smokestack. I better get photos. Best smokestack picture I ever took.
I can't believe that Spider-Man, even after going out of the Daily Bugle, is still taking pictures of New York. And himself.
They had to include it somehow. I mean, it's a familiar Spider-Man gameplay asset. He's taking pictures.
Yeah.
Even though he's not in the Bugle.
Spider-Man 2.
The Department of Environmental Protection will take it from here. Maybe I should make a green
I
spider
remember
costume for Earth.
What is this garbage? Taking pictures of New York. Robbie asked for
Harry
him,
Station just
so
stopped a
just-
public health crisis.
No.
Oscorp's gonna have a hard time arguing it's not useful.
Crap, 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 mega crap. Pay you $50.
Get out of my office.
Shocker has escaped, and now he's robbing.
This will be the last thing we do. I don't want to end it on that
What happened?
Oscorp
I thought he was
garbage
behind bars.
He
research
was,
station.
but one of the guards just
Fight
walked up to
Shocker
his cell
for
and released him,
for
then
the
gave
last
him his
time.
suit back.
I knew Shocker was working for someone.
The second
What
and
did you get out
final
of the guard?
time because
Wish I could ask him, but he's dead.
Because we just needed
Whoever
an
made him
obligatory
release
Shocker
didn't want any loose ends.
boss fight in this game. Like every other Spider-Man game, post Spider-Man 2. It's like, holy shit. Post Spider-Man 1, actually. Oh, post Spider-Man Enter Electro.
Well, that's
Yeah.
crazy.
Because that's when he first
Okay,
appeared.
I'll see what I can get out of Shocker when I get to the bank.
Unless you want to count, like, the Super Nintendo games.
Super Nintendo.
But, like, in terms of the 3D games, he's always been in them since, like, Enter Electro. I think he's only missed a handful of them.
He hasn't really changed his appearance. He's
Still
very.
a cushion.
Yeah. Oh god, Mr. Triple Ply. That heart.
The cushion.
Mr.
Herman,
Triple Ply.
long time no see. Hey, I'm no lawyer, but I'm pretty sure that's a parole violation.
Where have I seen that? Ah, I know.
Oops,
Amazing
guess we're
Spider-Man.
stuck in here for a while. Want to play
Tries
20
to web
questions?
up Goblin.
No?
Goblin?
What?
Oh.
Amazing Spider-Man 2.
Yeah. Sorry, I forgot he was in that movie because he was like in there for the last like 10 minutes.
Whoa.
Knocked out.
Your gauntlets are all
Remember when he tried
digital
to
now, aren't
web
they?
Have it your
choke him?
way. You wanna
Yeah.
fight? Let's fight!
Man, can't wait to put you back behind bars so we can talk science.
Science. I mean, I understand.
Remember our
science.
first fight?
Science.
Me so
Still.
young and stupid. You just stupid.
Eric also had a hard time with this boss fight. It's literally the
That's a
easiest
matter
boss
of
fight ever.
opinion. I mean, are there any standard metrics?
Pattern
for how
recognition.
the
A lot of
do
it's
some
not
real
like
damage?
boss fights are.
Why are you doing
And
this,
also-
Herman?
I feel like, for the most part, I'm not saying that they're all easy, because Enter Electro is just stupid. But I feel like for the most part, they're easy.
Yeah, because well, Shocker's not really a. Oh, come on, not really.
I didn't know your name was Herman.
That Ultimate
Yeah.
Spider-Man.
Yeah. I never got it. I'm not a fan.
I don't mind him. I think he's actually okay.
You know, people don't use banks
When you
anymore.
go from that game to Web of Shadows,
You
and you
found
hear that
actual
Peter
cash.
Parker's voice, then
If
you'll
you really
appreciate
wanna
that
rob
guy
banks,
a whole hell of a lot more. 'Cause Peter in that game sounds like he
try
needs a
day
cough
trading.
drop
It's all the
and
rage.
balls to drop. Oh, that's how he sounds like. Oh, it's like, oh, okay.
Oh, come on!
Put the game on mute. I'm fine.
You tell me who you're working for. I can help you cut a deal.
Nah, I think.
To me. That's to me.
Shocker having a bad case of gas. So you talk about it.
Wario loves garlic.
You're freaking me out, Herman.
I think I could actually hit him there on recovery. I'm not sure if I'm fast enough.
Same colors.
Wait, did you see the masks?
Wario is Shocker.
These mascots. What do they want the money for?
Don't know.
Too slow.
As soon as I finish the job, I'm gone.
Wait, what? You're just getting slammed on the floor.
Give up now and we can protect you.
No way. You ain't see what I see. You son of a...
Okay, last
Language.
This time I really mean it.
Quit moving!
Free Spider-Man days.
Okay, I was kidding before. Now is your last chance. Seriously.
And now's your last chance. You're gonzo.
Sorry, Herman.
That
would
brought this
normally
on
crush
yourself.
somebody.
Yeah, his entire like intestinal tract is done. He would basically just be
Paralyzed.
Paralyzed.
From the bottom down. Just.
But he's made out of
cushion.
So he's fine. He'll be all right. It's just a flesh wound. Get up, dust yourself off. He's actually dusting himself off.
Desperate.
Alright, so here we are. We're going to cut this off for now. We'll see you guys in part 3.
Bye-bye.